Good morning. How's it going, YouTubers? Home studio enthusiasts? It's good to see you this morning. It's John Green in the studio. Things are happening. Look. I took down my green screen. I'm taking down the cupboard. I'm going to paint the wall green. Going to make a green screen against there. Still not much to do on this side of the studio. But I haven't quite got my act together as far as having a online way to sell music. It's true, I've been using TuneCore for a few years. I tried to use DistroKid 3 different times, and every time the shops refused to stock my music without a reason. I don't know whether it was because of flooding, because at the beginning I tried to release a lot of songs, and then after that I thought, well, maybe I could just release like one song, and then that didn't work either. And then I tried to release an album on a third different email. After paying the third time, I got refunded my $20 or whatever that it cost to use DistroKid. A lot of other people like it, but personally, TuneCore does a little bit more of the legal stuff where they'll hunt down your music and they'll find it. They'll find it on YouTube and places like that, and you'll get your money for your YouTube music, even if the videos aren't monetized. And if you've got channels like me, I've got 2 channels that are unmonetizable. Therefore, I put my music on the video, and then my music will pay a little bit of a dividend at the end of the year. Not much, but still, it's the YouTube amount. It's better than something better than nothing. So to join TuneCore, I remember it cost like $100, no, 75 American dollars or something to join. It was definitely an investment for me at the time, and the other platforms are cheaper to get onto quicker and release faster. But so far, TuneCore has still been able to look after my rights online. Otherwise, I am signing on to the Irish Performing Rights Association. And once I'm a member of the Irish Performing Rights Association, or whatever it's called here, then the Irish Performing Rights Association will look after my best interests as a person who lives in Ireland and is releasing music. And then therefore they're covering my back with legal sort of tracking of my songs. And that's really good. That's what you really need. Distribution is one thing, but if people can just copy and paste your music and put it wherever they want, then that's kind of tricky. You're not going to get all the money that's coming to you. And then, sometimes you come across a website that's too good to be true, that promises you that you're going to rise up the charts and you're going to get famous quicker if you pay more money into their system. I'm trying to show you something here. Oops. Like I said, I haven't got my stuff together yet. Alright. Is that as far as it goes? Okay, anyway. I'll zoom into this. This is N1m. I think that stands for number 1 music or something like that. It turns out it's a scam website. That's my page, but I've deleted the songs, and I'm going to delete the photographs now and get rid of this account altogether. Alright, so I'm looking at all my photos, what's left of them. I'm going to delete these because I don't want this company to have copies of my original material, even if that's photography. Alright, so there's nothing left, just the name More Bass here. Alright, this is like one of those, I don't know if you've heard of this kind of thing, or if you're new to music and you would do anything to get your music played, because $100 investment to get a return of thousands of dollars seems really realistic. To someone who's young and enthusiastic about their music, you would think thousands of people are going to buy my songs, so therefore putting $100 in is not a big deal. But you've got to think about it the other way, that if a lot of musicians are paying $100 into this or more, into an online platform like N1m.com, what you might find is that it's not really about music at all, but it's a business strategy which sort of taps into the egos and sort of best wishes of musicians and draws them into the idea that you have to pay people so that people will buy your music. And you know, you might think I'm being a bit narrow-minded or whatever in a sense, because of course record companies have always paid teams to promote their music and things like that. Sure, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, it's almost like a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme where all the new recruits or the latest fresh faces that have come into the company, I didn't pay $100 into N1m. Friends of mine in Africa actually recommended it to me, so it kind of set off alarm bells, but they haven't paid into it either. They've only got you can have 3 songs on there on the free version of the N1m.com. #1 music, I think that's what it stands for. I thought if I put a few tunes on there, just sort of, you know, try the waters, see if it gets much views, I thought that's pretty good, because I was getting 700, 800 views per song within, say, 3 months. I thought, oh, that's pretty good for like a platform that doesn't really have a connection to anything. And the thing is, it doesn't have a connection to anything. You don't put your Facebook profile on N1m.com. You don't put your social links on there. You don't put, you can't put your YouTube channel on there and things like that. So when you really think about it, it's not really tying you into anything except their own microcosm, their own fishbowl of business, which is trying to somehow convince you that Blincoin is a thing. Blincoin, so a blink, I don't know, they say blink is like a blink is this with both eyes, and if you blink someone's work, you earn Blincoins, and with those Blincoins you can do promotions, and with those Blincoins you can talk to your fans, and if you run down on Blincoins, then you just promote other people's music, and then by promoting other people's music on your real social media and promoting it out that way, you get these Blincoins coming into your purse or virtual wallet or whatever. See, the more complicated it gets, the more you know it's a scam. Because a simple thing like, say, let's just say DistroKid, you pay your $20 a year, and for that $20 you can release multiple songs, as many as you want, and for that $20 they put your songs on multiple platforms, and that's what they do. And that's a straight trade. So I will pay you $20 or as much per year to release my songs on 100 plus. Okay, so DistroKid and TuneCore and these other ones will release your music on 100 plus digital platforms online. Therefore it's worth something. So iTunes will have it, Spotify will have it, all these places will have it, and you don't have to put your songs on there because these distribution services will do it for you. That is not what N1m is. N1m or #1music.com is a scam where they get everyone. It's kind of like that thing where your friends recommend it to you. So it's like Amway or one of those religious products. And then so your friend, and I found about it through a friend of mine, he said, hey, promote my song on this channel. I thought it was an online radio station. It sounds like an online radio station. N1m sounds like a radio station. And I thought it was a radio station, so I promoted his song by sharing it on my Facebook. And then I I put some songs on the channel and I thought, yeah, that's cool, let's see what happens. And I started climbing the charts in Ireland. So in Ireland, the last time I looked was number 5, 6 and 7. My 3 songs were number 5, 6 and 7 in the Irish hip hop charts. And you're thinking, wow, Johnny, you're doing really good. I thought I was doing really good too, but what it is, it's kind of like they wax people's egos by telling them they're going up these charts. When you look at those charts, the other songs on there that are higher than yours are just frightening. The number one, check it out right now, check it out anytime. The number one song for hip hop in Ireland is crap on N1m. Not in the real world, not in the social media world where people can really tell you what they think, but on this platform, it's terrible. It's terrible. So my songs being number 5, 6 and 7 on this terrible chart of amateur unmastered music is not really that great an ego stroker, because it's actually quite disappointing that your music would be alongside music that hasn't been mixed or mastered properly, and it's above you in the rankings. Have a look, Ireland, hip hop, N1m, if you're interested. But anyway, I stay away from this site. That's why I'm deleting all this stuff. I've already sent them a message saying please delete my account. I want nothing more to do with them. I tried to send my, the people who were sending me messages, my fans, like 90 something fans on there, and you can send them emails. So you can send a group email to everyone thanking them for helping promote your music, and you get a false sense of interaction with a community. It's not a community, it's a whole bunch of bots. And the reason I thought it was a bit funny was because the faces on the avatars were a little too candid. I don't know if you know what I mean, but like, say, everyone today knows how to take a selfie. Even grandma knows how to take a selfie. But then a lot of the photographs in the N1m messages looked fake, or like collected from social media. You know, photos that will be hard to distinguish who's who, stuff that wasn't really well framed and things like that. And I think anyone around the world could take a selfie nowadays. So it's weird how the photos were like, you know, half turning the head and, you know, not really. Yeah, just if that's your avatar, you put a good picture of yourself, not just a random picture off your phone. And that's what it looked like, random pictures of strangers. And then really someone must, or there must be a team who work at n1m.com, and the team are writing, and I must admit most of the messages I got were from females, so they must look at the demographic and go, he'll respond when females are saying, I want to buy your music. And then there must be a team of guys who knows where, just tapping away, and basically writing messages like, I played your music on the weekend and my friends loved it. I was at a party on the weekend and I played your songs and everyone was dancing to your music. You know, stuff that would really hit you in the heart, where in a good spot as a musician, things you want to hear. You know, I played this for my friends and they all thought it was great. Where can we buy your music? And you can only buy the music once you pay $100 into this system of theirs, but there aren't any real people buying your music. It's just these bots telling you, until you pay the $100, I can't buy your music. So it will cost me $100 minimum for them to pay $1 to listen to my stuff. So it just doesn't make sense. And think about it too, you know, if there's no social connections on here, there's nothing on there. There's no, or there's a Facebook link there for their homepage. There's a Twitter link there for their page, not for yours. So it's really weird how they don't want you hooking up on social media, because then you might read that it's a scam. And it is. It's an insular world where I'm sure it's just bots talking to bots, and musicians, legitimate musicians, and even people like myself who consider themselves musicians, people like that would pay in to this system, and then if there are thousands of musicians paying $100 each, then we're talking about some serious money after a while. Maybe even hundreds of thousands of people thinking, I'm going to get famous on this online radio station. I'm sure there are more than just this. I'm sure there are more than just those N1m and others like that. But do yourself a favor. When you hear an offer that's too good to be true, you should really just put in the name of the company and the word scam and check on Google search. Seriously, I just wrote N1m, scam, question mark, and I got pages of stuff of musicians who were very angry, and also people who paid their money and then the account was closed, and because the account had got closed, there was no way to contact the company to get the money back because there was no account associated with the company. That's some sneaky stuff. And if you paid $100 or $200 into one of these plans, then it's very likely that you will not get a return. You will not get your money back if you try to get your money back. I think about only 10% of people have been successful to get their money back. Pay through PayPal or something. That way you can get your money back if you've already paid to n1m.com. But like I said, there are many of these websites out there, and I'm just a bit annoyed that I spent a few weeks putting songs on and interacting with bots and thinking that I was really doing something. It's frustrating because I could have used that time for something else. You know, if I have time to spare, I would rather be productive than just talking to bots on a fantasy record site, a fantasy site. There's nothing to it. I mean, there's no pardon me, there's no connection with this page to the music industry. Not this one. This is an awesome page. That's BeatStars. I love it. I'm about to start an account on BeatStars. Alright, check that out too. Put in BeatStars scam question mark. You might just find out that BeatStars is the biggest online platform for selling beats. I'm not really talking about selling like classical music or film scores or whatever, but beats, you know, hip-hop beats, and hip-hop is the #1 genre in the world and has been for a couple of years now. So selling beats online, check out BeatStars. That does cost money to get into, but I believe that because it's the biggest online platform, there's enough support on there, hopefully, to get you what you need. I haven't put any music on here yet. I'll be doing that over the afternoon, I think. And I'll make some videos about joining BeatStars. Right? I'm 46 years old, and I'm about to start a BeatStar account. I've turned my back on most social media. I don't really bother posting in groups on Facebook anymore. It's just more effort than it's worth. I don't bother even looking at Facebook, really. All it does is piss me off because people are saying stupid stuff. Not about me or anything I really care about, but just stupid time wasting stuff is happening on Facebook. You know, I've got a couple of groups on Facebook myself. One's a dub reggae group and another one's just a relaxing music group, but that I just let it run itself. You know, people can comment. If there's a complaint, I delete the thing. That's basically all there is to it. Please, before you spend any money on anything, including that, write the words, for example, N1m.com, scam, and that's all I wrote, not even question mark. Alright, automatically there are 71 reviews and only 2 out of 5 stars. That does not sound like a high rating. Here we go. There is growing evidence that, this is a Facebook page, believe it or not. This is probably why they don't link to Facebook pages. Growing evidence that N1m is a scam site. You know, more and more people are talking about it being, look at all these people. They've all written stories about #1 music is a scam. Just do that with any site that you might be interested in. I also would do that with anything else, such as TuneCore, there are pros and cons for choosing TuneCore. I think it's expensive to get into TuneCore. And releasing singles on TuneCore is too expensive. That's why I only release albums on there. It's basically only $20 difference, but for releasing an album and releasing a single. So check anything out before you spend money. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know that when I look at this and say N1m charts, scam, how do we get to know what's true? Do you ever get an offer from these people? You know, delete account, warning, #1 music is a scam. I mean, you can't argue with that. Don't spend your money. Spend your money after you've had a good look online and weighed up the pros and cons. All right. Definitely join the Performing Rights Association of your country. Every country has one. I'm not saying that they're all efficient, but I used to be in the Australian one called APRA, the Australian Performing Rights Association. I don't know what it's called here in Ireland, but I'll be joining that as soon as I get my next dole check. It costs $100 to be a legal entity of a musician in this country, and then be represented legally by the government, well, so to speak. You know, legally they're collecting, actually collecting royalties for me. So there's nothing wrong with that. And that's a lifetime thing. You pay one time to the Performing Rights Association. You get a writer number, and that's very, very important because you need your writer number when you're releasing things on other platforms or through DistroKid or something like that. If you've got these numbers, then your legal rights will be protected. If you don't have a writer number, then look into it. You know, in the US I think it's $100 too, and once you've registered to be a writer, there's nothing wrong with putting that on your CV or whatever, that you're a registered songwriter, and that's going to look good as well on your profile and things like that. So, you know, do all that stuff so that you can elevate your status as a musician. Alright, I didn't spend any money, so I didn't lose that much. I wasted some time on the site. And my friends in Africa really thought they were climbing the charts. But if I'm number 5, 6 and 7 in the hip-hop charts in Ireland, and I know my stuff's cool, but it's not exactly hip-hop or whatever, I don't know how I could get that up the chart so quick. Or maybe there's just so few people in the Irish hip-hop charts on N1m.com that, you know, the competition is thin, and therefore the quality of the music's pretty bad too. I'm not saying my music's bad, I'm not saying all the music's bad, but you'll be surprised how poor the quality is of the top songs in the hip-hop list, at least in this country. Alright, I appreciate that you tuned in. I'm using a Sony Handycam to film this, and unfortunately, you know, like, it's not the best way to like film a, I mean, am I even doing this right? Yes, okay. It's not even the right way to film a screen. You know, I should be doing screen grabs and things like that. I've got my GoPro here, but for some reason I can't really get it working properly with the OBS Studio. But I'm going to work on that so I can make more videos for you and talk about the music industry from the inside. You know, and when I say the inside, I mean kind of like the hollow shell of what the music industry is now. I'm not making much money, literally, you know, like dozens of dollars a year with my music, but that's not going to stop me, and I'm going to work on it even harder and try and promote it a lot more this year. Alright, so if you liked what you heard, you can leave a like down below. If you want to leave a comment, that's okay too. You know, questions, whatever, you know, I'm pretty easygoing, so leave a comment down below if you want. John Green, this is More Bass Workspace. This is the workspace where more bass happens. Alright, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.